Good morning, El Paso. I have some exciting news for everybody. I know we were promoting all week this special guest that I have invited here from EXP. I'm going to do that grand stage announcement. Social media queen, over 54,000 followers on Instagram. I am going to tell you, Gogo Bethke is here with us, and everybody should be like up, clapping. Look at those reviewers going up. So good morning to everybody. Let's welcome Gogo. I am so excited for this. Gogo, tell us. I have like just 30 minutes or so with you. Give it all to us. Tell us where you're from and what you do.
Absolutely. I'm about to tag you, so let's start with that one so I can stay true to my job. So Jackie, what is your Instagram?
My Instagram is Jackie Stevens Real Estate Group.
Jackie Stevens Real Estate. There it is. Found you. Awesome. So you see, this is what I do.
See, I don't have my followers. I have like 1,000.
So this is what I do for a living. I literally record everything that I do, and then I help through social media. So Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn are the platforms that I use. We do use YouTube, but mostly to store data. So I have a ton of videos on YouTube, but they're all private. So when you go on there, you're going to see like 8 videos of me, even though in the background I have like 400 something. So the 3 I use is Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I started, I'm a licensed agent. I've been licensed since 2011. I'm in the state of Michigan. So anybody out there listening from Michigan, I started as an individual agent. I was with a company called Real Estate One for 7.5 years. At the time, they were the largest family-owned company in the state, and I really could get away with murder. They was amazing brokerage to be with. From them, I switched to Keller in 2018. I did 48 transactions that year, and I figured there is other ways of making money besides just chasing transactions, because I wanted to make more money, but I couldn't possibly add on more transactions to my plate. So I said, okay, there is another way, let's figure it out. And then I started a team, and very quickly I realized that you have to have a certain personality for being a team leader. And I'm Eastern European, and I was raised different, and I'm very tough love. I say it how I see it. And so the whole team leader position is not for me unless I want to change my ways a little bit. And so then from Keller, if it wasn't for Keller and my understanding of profit share, I probably would have never looked at the idea of revenue share. So I guess in a way, it's thanks to Keller Williams, and I had my eyes and ears open. So then in the same year, 2018, October, I switched to EXP. So now I've been at EXP for 2.5 years.
So I know I'm a husband and wife team. So here in El Paso, so we definitely follow you because you're a husband and a wife team too. So what I've kind of noticed, like in your stories, is you when you joined EXP, how did you know like that aha or that why on switching over to agent attraction, and where did you put hubby? Like where did you put your husband as far as growth in EXP?
So when I joined EXP, I told my husband, I knew why I'm coming. So I did come for agent attraction purposes. So I know, thank God, I know how to do transactions, and I didn't need help with that. So it wasn't, even though I love the idea of Kiwi Core and we use it and abuse it all the time, it wasn't the reason why I switched. So it wasn't transactions, it wasn't the commission. The Icon program was reason number 1. Revenue share was reason number 2, and then stocks was reason number 3 for me. So those are the 3 reasons why I switched. But revenue share and agent attraction was a big chunk going in. So I knew going in that I am going to do agent attraction and I'm going to grow this company for multiple reasons. Because I believed in this company. If I didn't, I would have not brought my business over. And then since I've always done the good, bad, and the ugly on all my social media, I just share whatever's happening. If I like something, I dislike something, I just share my social media. So why not? Nothing changed. I just was with a different brokerage. Now I love this brokerage for these reasons. And then I would talk about it, and then agents were like, oh my gosh, tell me more. And that's how the madness started. And then today, I personally attracted over 154 agents, I think, as of today.
Yeah, that's amazing, Gogo. Yes.
And they're all over the place. I mean, we are in 4 different countries besides the US and almost every state in the US. So it's just it's an amazing company to be at. And so I knew from the get-go that it's my, when I built my social media following, I guess I always did that with contribution. I always give. I always talk about what I'm working on, helping other agents to achieve their goals, and I always share. So when I switched to EXP, that was no different. Now I just add that on to the conversations that I'm having in the real estate industry, because I do believe that EXP is the best for agents in 2021 to be at. So if you're a real estate agent, I can beat your numbers with my eyes closed with the EXP model. So why not? And it's our duty. If this company is changing my life, then it's my duty to change the people's lives that I love. So that's how I look at it. So when I started, I told my husband I'm going to be working like a mad woman for 3 years. To the point where our lifestyle totally changed. Like, I don't have time to grow. I couldn't tell you the last time I grocery shopped. I couldn't tell you the last time I ran a load of laundry. I have, my assistant has an assistant, you know what I mean? So it's like we have grown so fast, and now all I do is work. And this is my 3rd year, so thank God.
I know you've been there for 3 years, and the goals that you literally put on your messages for everybody to see is amazing. The goals that you've reached, and we've already incorporated the cleaning lady, because we don't have time to clean, especially I have 4 kids. I'm like trying to pick up after them. I'm like, that's out of the picture now. The cooking, we need to really get on game with that. And just the way like you've kind of incorporated your life, it just means so much to many people. So by you doing this and exposing like hey, this is what I do to become a this agent with over 54,000 people on the Instagram. How do you do that? Like, Gogo, how do you for instance, when I started Instagram, I had 300 followers. I'm 1,100 now, which is the little things that like you've taught me in the back end. So what can we tell people that are trying to grow their business on that social media platform?
Well, you have to be you. So the first thing you have to understand that we are not selling real estate.
Yes.
That's the first thing. Most realtors are like, oh, this is the house I sold. This is the house I'm holding open. This is the, my newest listing. People don't care. People do not care what you sold or what you're working on unless they are on the market. What they do care about is to see your hustle, to see what you stand for, to see that, oh, Gogo's out there. Oh, there she is again. Gogo's doing this again. So your job with social media is to stay in front of them, to stay top of mind. So then, because when they're going to, when they're one eye open and they're like searching, just before they're going to bed, just getting to the end of Instagram, they're really not out there to read your posts. There's not like, oh, I wonder what Gogo's doing today. It doesn't work like that. You just pop up in their feed. And sometimes they won't even read it. They won't like it. They won't comment. They won't even take the time of the day. But just the simple fact that you popped up in their brain, that's a reminder for them of like, oh, there's that Gogo chick again. Oh, there's Gogo's doing something. They might not know what I'm doing, but they see me doing something. So you just want to stay top of mind. You want to be an option when they are ready to list a home or buy a home. Because, in average, people are on the market every 7 to 10 years.
Yes, absolutely.
That means you have to entertain them for 10 years before they are going to buy or sell a house with you.
Yes.
So that's a lot of work on your end, but your job is just to stay in front of them all that time. So then when they are ready, they're like, oh, what's her name? That's Gogo chick, that Gogo chick that sells houses. That's all you need. That's your job, is to make sure that they know who you are and what you do and how they can get a hold of you, and they can do that on social media. So that is my job. So when I decided to do social media, I took it very seriously, and that's pretty much how everything that we do, starting from affiliate income to revenue share income to team building to our actual transactions to referrals and past clients, and all of them follow me, and that's how all of our business came, and including the boot camp. So everything I do is pretty much based on social media.
And how can we tell people like about your or you want to tell us a little bit about your boot camp, because I know I'm midway through your boot camp and it is super amazing. How did you come up with that?
So when I initially got into real estate, I don't like not understanding things. Let's just start at that. So I would go into every top producer's office at Real Estate One at the time and ask them, hey, how do you do what you do? I mean, you're a top producer for a reason. Like, what do you do? What does your day look like? And then, some of them is like, oh, I've been farming this neighborhood for the past 30 years. Or the other one was like, oh, I buy Zillow leads for $4,500 a month. Or the other one's like, oh, we cold call, anywhere from, 8 to 11 every single day. And so I went through all of these things and I was like, well, I'm not cold calling because my name is Gogo and I have an accent. Like, that's just the wrong way to remember to start with. Plus, it's against my core being. I just can't beg people for their business. I just can't do it. Number one. Number two, I didn't have money, to afford to buy leads or postcards to farm an area. So that was out. And I had no sphere. So that was out. I had no college. And it's not like my cousin's going to buy a house for me. Like, I seriously don't have anyone on the continent, on this whole continent that is related to me by blood, like nobody. So I had to figure out, okay, these are the things I could do, but I can't afford or I won't. And so then what is the thing that I will be doing? Because I'm also the sorest loser you'll ever meet. So I figured, I'm like, okay, well, how about Facebook? Because I have to work with strangers because I don't have a sphere. So where can you meet strangers? At the time, I started a Facebook business page, and that was pretty much how the madness started. I started that right away. I called it Gogos Real Estate, and I just built off of that. Eventually, probably year 5 or 6, I took my party over to Instagram, and then I always had LinkedIn in the meantime. And then it got to the point at first, really, especially local agents, at first they were just making fun of me. Oh, there's Gogo again at an event taking the selfie, or there's Gogo again, blah, blah, blah. So they didn't understand it. What was the point of it? But then eventually it got to the point where, I became top 3% or top 5% producer in the nation for year 4 and 5 of my career. And then I became top 3% in the nation. So as I was pulling in the numbers, they're like, oh, okay, let me figure out. It's clearly she's doing something that's working. So it went from agents making fun of me of how I conduct business to agents asking me of like, oh, how do you do that? How do you start a business page? Like, why do you start a business? Why can't I just do, business on my personal? Like, just questions. And then got to the point where if I went to any event, have been answering the same questions over and over again. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. Answering the same questions. So I figured I'll record myself on the different subjects that we need to talk about. And then that turned into a course. So now the course is hundreds of videos. We also do one monthly live where you can come on and just pretty much ask us absolutely anything, myself and my digital marketer, Sammy. So that's on the social media side. And then after when I came over to EX, and that's gogosbootcamp.com. So if anybody, gogosbootcamp.com, can they see the comments?
I think I have it on here too. So I'm going to put it on the bottom, guys, on the banner, so you can see exactly where attraction. I'll have it on there.
Yeah, so that's anything social media. That's from the basics, so you understand the basics and the pillars, I guess, of social media, so you don't make mistakes that are, could be costly. And then also all of this, anything from the basics all the way up of like yesterday, I created a video about, hey, I'm changing up my video text message that's going out to agents, and this is why. And, I'll just plug it into the course very quick. So the course constantly getting updated. We just add content to it all the time as new things pop up, if Instagram changes their algorithm or, things like that. So that's a social media side. And then after I switched to EXP, my goal was to have 100 agents in my first generation. And at that time, nobody had 100 agents. So my sponsor was like, if you do that, I'll get you a Rolex. And I was like, okay.
What? A Rolex? Goodness gracious. What group is that?
I don't have it on. I have an Apple Watch on, but I do have a Rolex because I
what in the world?
I do. And so when I got to 70, I texted my sponsor and I said, better start saving. And then I got to 80, and I was like, you better have half of it. And then I got to 90, and I got to 100, and he got me a Rolex because he's a man of his word. But really, when I reached my goal, I was one of the first one who got to 40 in less than 6 months in my first generation. So my name was kind of, heard in the company. And then agents would ask me the question, like, how do you do this? Or how do you do that? And as much as it's simple, it's not that simple as in I could just explain you in a conversation of like how to set up all of your systems to work like a well-oiled machine prior to onboarding and after onboarding for retention. So now we turned, the course is about 100 videos of having absolutely everything that I have and the reasons why and mindset and all that behind it. Because it is a well-oiled machine. It is a whole other part of my everyday life now. So that's the Gogos Bootcamp Agent Attraction course. And you will not find it on the Gogos Bootcamp page. So you have to do gogosbootcamp.com/AA. for agent attraction.
Yeah. And that's agent attraction, guys, for EXP. I'm going to end up taking that one.
So it's not for EXP. It's unbranded. So it's for anyone who's building a team or for any brokerage who's growing their own brokerages. So we have many other broker owners, many other team leaders that are not with EXP. But my systems were built for EXP, but you can totally replace the logo of EXP and build it into your brokerage.
I love that because there's a lot of us out here. For instance, I have a small team here in El Paso, but my fear always is how do I attract, but how do I hire in? Like what are the questions we ask them? Where, the long term, not the short term. So that's going to be an amazing, amazing program for us to take. Me and Edgar and I. So I want to just go back a little bit to EXP, Gogo, if that's okay. When you joined EXP and you've learned, like when we joined for the mentorship, this right here, and the collaboration, because we heard so many good things about it. Then all of a sudden we fell into the stock, and I was like, what is stock? Like I've heard of stock, but I didn't know like EXP stock. So that's been a huge advantage for us. And then recently, now we started hearing about the rev share, and now that we're getting into it. So what can you tell me? What's your favorite part in EXP? Even, everything is so good there, but what is your favorite part?
I mean, I can't pick one. So because of that, I'm going to pick the overall. My favorite is that you get to conduct business however you want to conduct business. So if you want to have 7 streams of income within real estate, you can do it all within EXP. If you want to have a local business, you can do that. If you want to have an international business, you can do that. If you only want to do transactions, you can do that. If you want to have stocks, you can do it in 5 different ways. If you want to become an iBuyer, or if you want to become a mentor and make extra money that way, like there's just so many ways that you can make money. And that is my reason why I joined, is because I was making very good money in production, but there was no other way for me to make money if I stayed where I was at. And I knew that there are multiple different ways how you can do it. And you don't have to do it all, or you don't have to do none. If you might just decide I'm coming over for the Icon program, and that's based just off of production, and that's fine. But for me, I came over because I was ready for that next level of let me do this and let me do that and let me do that and let me do that. Because I love growing. I hate nothing more than being stagnant.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm going to stop doing things when I'm dead. That's
yes. Yeah.
That's when I stop. In the meantime, I'm constantly chasing of like, what is my next level? Like, what else can if I can do this, then what else can I do? So I'm constantly chasing that. And I feel like with EXP, you never get bored because they're constantly adding on things and different ways how we can make money, different countries that we can work in, different countries that now you can partner with business partners. It's just so different. And then, as you said, the training and collaboration and all of the teaching, like I love teaching. I love sharing my knowledge, and they have so many different ways we can do that. And the other thing I think we have here at EXP that was not my experience in the previous brokerages is the collaboration, as like you said. Like in the past, nobody called me from another, don't want to say the brokerage's name's office down from Texas to be like, hey, Gogo, can we hop on a podcast? Like that didn't happen. We were technically competition. And even though, I just don't feel like we are competition at EXP anymore, because I want you to succeed. Because when you succeed and you make a shit ton of money, excuse my French.
No, shit ton of money. That's what we're all here for.
The value goes up, and the value goes up. The stocks go up, and the stocks go up. We all have something to retire on, something that we would have not had if we stayed with another brokerage. So for me, it's like we all want the best for the other person, because we know when you win, I win.
Yes. Exactly. And I can honestly tell you that, audience, oh my goodness, the people that you speak to here at EXP is like open door. It's open door. Like I think I requested to speak to you like in January, and I'm in. Look, guys, I'm in, and we get to collaborate like this with Gogo. And, she's there. Everybody's okay to talk to us behind the scenes. So a lot of people ask, well, what's the benefit? What's the benefit of that? Like, why would you speak to me all the way here from El Paso to Michigan? So
you might know something I don't know. You might have and do something that you implemented in your market that's working for you, that there's no reason why I can't learn that from you and implement it in my market.
Yes, absolutely.
Or not that, what if I have referrals? I don't know anybody in El Paso. Now I do.
Yes, likewise. Yeah.
from social media. Most agents, here's the problem, most agents think local. They're like, well, this is my market. This is where I sell houses. Well, guess what? When you're on social media, I have people reaching out to me all the time. Oh my gosh, Gogo, I wish that you were our realtor, but we are in El Paso. We're having a baby. We need to buy a house. And I so wish you could be our realtor. And I was like, well, guess what? I can't be leg on the grounds, but I can, if I can have your name and email address and phone number, I can recommend you to Jackie Stevens. And she's amazing. And she would take such good care of you just like I would. Can I make the recommendation? And they're like, absolutely. They text her their number. Next thing I know, I'm texting it to you. You're going to take it. It's a 25% referral fee. And all I did is talk to somebody for 2 minutes.
Yes. And that I will tell you is another stream of income. The referrals have been amazing here. And everybody looks out for each other. So I'm super impressed with that. I've only been here 18 months and our lives have completely changed. It's now dipping into the rev share and the agent attraction. So that's going to be super awesome. What else can you tell us, Gogo? There's so much about you. I'm already like, what else can I ask you?
I don't know. I'm a foreigner, in case you haven't noticed from my accent. I'm a mom of 2 boys. So I have 2, you have 4. My oldest is 13 and he's type 1 diabetic. His name is Kobe. My youngest is 11 and he loves school. So I have one that does not like to go to school. He does online schooling. He's upstairs. And then I have one that loves going to school. So he's at school. So
nice.
We live in Michigan for the summers, Florida in the winters. We're building a house in Florida now. So we're very excited about that. I work like a mad woman. So if you look at my schedule, which we have to reschedule you for having to move back to Michigan, but that's what my schedule.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, do you see that? Look at that. You know, that's amazing. So what are you doing with all those? Are you doing podcasts? Tell us a little bit about that.
Wednesdays are usually my craziest days. So I guess I start with that. I have a Rise with Rack, which is it's called M1. It's a millionaire mastermind group that we meet multiple times a week. And that's Rise with Rack at 8:00 every Wednesday. He just talks about a subject and you're surrounded with millionaires. So I believe that you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. And in other ways, I like to use this sentence in other ways. If that, don't ever ask a broke friend how to make $1 million.
Oh, okay. Boom, boom, drop mic. I don't have a mic, but I need to put that on the banner.
So I like to surround myself with people that been where I'm going.
Correct. Yeah.
So that they can show me the path so I don't have to invent the wheel. So that's every Wednesday. Then I check in with my personal assistant. So her name is Mariana. She calls me every morning at 9 and then every evening at 5. So in the morning, we talk about what we need to get done for the day. And then in the evening, we talk about what we got done, what got pushed over, what's going on tomorrow. She's in Brazil, so she's my virtual assistant full time. Then I have someone's birthday that's in my calendar to remind me to call them. Then I have my son's 504 plan since he's diabetic at 11.
Okay.
We have Team Gogo every Wednesday at 1:00. We do a Team Gogo training. So that's my organization that I built when I came over to EXP. And every Wednesday is production based. So we talk about the next thing. Actually, this Wednesday, we have my best friend who started a company called iWorkers. They're actually a nonprofit organization and they bring benefits for self-employed people.
Wow.
So we built a whole benefit packet for, I think it's $49 a month for Team Gogo agents. And then, of course, we go in to push it out to the bootcamp agents as well. So you're going to see it in a couple of weeks in the bootcamp. That pretty much gives benefits like $10,000 to cover for like a accidental death coverage or, things like that us as realtor, we really don't get from anywhere else, replacing income, health insurance, all kinds of stuff. So we're going to introduce that tomorrow to Team Gogo at 1:00. Then I have the influencers beta group at 1:30. Then I have one call at 2:30. Someone wants to know about EXP. Then I have the fast forward movement call at 3:00. Then I have the Why Not EXP at 8. So every Wednesday night, I do an EXP presentation that's at 8 p.m. And that's my day tomorrow.
You see, you guys, calendar, if it's not written down, it doesn't exist. So if it's not written down, it doesn't exist. So how important is a calendar that we could tell, or how do you incorporate some people ask, how is it that you divide your time with your husband, your business, your kids? What can you maybe give a top advice for people?
I have to finish that about my husband. You asked me earlier. So when I joined EXP, my husband was working corporate America. And I did say, hey, I'm going to work like a mad woman for 3 years. But as soon as my revenue share replaces your income, you should quit. because then it's pointless. Like he already had, he's seen me living my best life, and he's seen me having my freedom. And at some point it becomes like almost like I have to go to work again. Yes. But he always had to have insurance. He was always the one who had the reliable income. And revenue share is almost like a salary. It comes in on the same day of every single month. So it's almost like a salary. So I felt comfortable that we can rely on that while we lose his reliable income. So as soon as one meets the other, he should quit. So I joined in October of 2018, and he quit. My anniversary date is November to November. He quit October 3rd of 2019. So 11 months I've been with the company. He quit his corporate America job, became a licensed realtor. So now we are together. Yes. And how we do that, I mean, it kind of switched for us. Like when he worked corporate America, I was the one making dinners. I was the one running the household. I was the one grocery shopping. I was the one walking the dog. I was the one taking care of the kids, dropping them off, picking them up. I was the one. He was working. He had a real job, a real job.
Every 2 weeks.
And then when he switched over to EXP and then left the real job behind, he was doing real estate for a while, but then very quickly we realized that we can't. We were burning the candle on multiple angles. So instead, we started a team. We refer all of our leads out to a local team that is split. So neither him or I do personally transactions anymore, unless if someone's like my very, very close friend or something. But other than that, we really just refer everything out to our team. And now he is Mr. Mom. He runs absolutely everything, the whole household. Like yesterday, I called him like, "What you doing?" And he goes, "I'm Pinteresting meals."
You hear that, Edgar? He's behind me. He's Pinteresting meals.
I was like, you totally lost your man card. When you start Pinteresting meals, I think is when you lose your man card. But here what it is, like in a true marriage, at any point, it's stupid for him to be doing, no offense, but it's stupid for him to be doing transactions so then I can put a stranger to take care of my children.
Yeah, exactly.
And spend the money. So I'm like, no, we can't be doing that. We can't both be working like mad people. Thankfully, the money that I make is more than enough for what money we need to make, thank God. So we need help with that. And just so we get to spend all time together. So we do have, I have my executive assistant, Mariana, and she's full-time. So anything that's virtual, anything that has to do anything with my schedule, reading my emails, reading my LinkedIn, absolutely anything, all the podcasts, all of the affiliate links, like everything that we have to schedule that you see in my post and things like that. She pretty much tells me what I need to do, where I need to be. Like 5 minutes before this event, she was calling me, you have your live, it's a StreamYard, you have to sit down with Jackie, it's a podcast, yada, yada. So, that's her job. And then I have Christy, and Christy's been with me for over 6 years now. She was my assistant originally part-time. And as the years grew, at the time I was a single agent. As the years grew, now we run two multiple $1 million businesses. So she helps me run that. She has an assistant, virtual assistant as well from the Philippines. Her name is Anna. And so that's pretty much how the show runs. And then we have a house assistant that pretty much helps us with absolutely anything. If we have parties here, if agents are coming, she helps us set up, cater food, clean up after, parties and events and things like that. And so it's just, you can't do it all.
You can't do it all, guys. You have to source it out, especially, fast paced like you, Gogo, moving up. It's just so awesome to hear these kinds of stories. To me, it just motivates me even more. So we are so thankful for that you can come in and just kind of, give somebody a piece of advice. I always feel like if you leave with just something little, it makes such a huge difference.
I'll tell you this one. You said, you hired somebody to help you around the house. I remember I believe that I can do anything. And I also believe that I am the best multitasker in the face of the earth. With all that being said, that doesn't mean that I should be doing those duties, even though I can. It's not that I can't run a load of laundry. I absolutely can. I'm capable and I'm willing. I actually enjoy folding clothes. But here's the thing. I remember multitasking. I had a coaching call and I was doing laundry in the same time because I'm like, I can multitask. So I'm on my coaching call, which is $1,000 a call. And then the coach says, "What are you doing?" I can hear water in the background. I'm like, "Oh, I'm running a load of laundry." And then she goes, "Wow, that's an expensive load of laundry." And I was like, "What? Why?" So I'm like, I don't even understand what she's saying. And she goes, "Okay, if you took this hour to prospect and you would get a client, what would your average commission be?" And I'm like, 10 grand, 9, 10, right there, after fees and all that. She goes, okay, well, that's a $9,000 load of laundry.
Goodness gracious.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's not that I can't do that load of laundry, but I'm way better off paying someone to do that load of laundry so then I can take that time, as long as you promise yourself that in that hour you're not poolside drinking mimosas, but you're out there prospecting, you're out there doing activities going to make you money. Then it is absolutely stupid of you to run that load of laundry because you're losing money. So I looked at it of like, oh, how we paying $25 an hour to somebody to run a load of laundry? Like, that's expensive. No, but now if you spin it and you realize that your average commission is $9,000, and in that hour, if you made phone calls, made posts, you did this and that, you would get one client that would close with you. That's $9,000 load of laundry.
Exactly. Versus paying maybe your housekeeper or your maid, you know, whatever it is, that hour or that day for that day.
Yeah.
That is key. That's key to business, is being able to delegate time like that. I went to one of the Fred and Kevin Weaver. Well, Fred Weaver. Yeah, we went to their event this past weekend. It was amazing. There was 50 agents in there already, and they were teaching agent attraction. And I could not believe it was like Curtis Johnson, you know, like when they go to the list and like, you know, who's up there and so forth. When we got back, I told Edgar, that was Curtis Johnson. Like, oh my God. And everybody was just in there, you know, like super casual, super awesome. Everybody giving just, you know, their advice and everything. So again, I just want to go back to how everybody has been just so helpful in creating and helping other people's business. Gogo. So will you have a live event coming anytime soon? Because I will book that flight. Come on, let's go.
Friday, I have one in Michigan though, so that's too far for you. But I can't wait for COVID to be over with.
Yeah, me too.
I cannot wait to be back. I love people and I love people's energy and I love coaching and teaching and I just love that and I miss that. I will be in Cabo though. I don't know. Are you coming?
Why not? When is it? Edgar, can we go? when is that?
Cabo is a Brand Gove event. It's on the end of this month and it's usually, I think it's sold out. That's why I'm asking if you're coming. His events comes out all the time, but keep your eyes open though for his events because they are amazing.
Okay.
A lot of what I know today and implemented in my agent attraction is from his events. I go every time Brand Gove has an event, I'm there, front row central.
Yes.
So I'll be at that one. I'm not sure if I'm speaking at that one or not, but I'll be in Cabo.
That's going to be wonderful. Guys, I mean, goodness, let's give it up for Gogo. I mean, we are so thankful that she is here. I hope you guys took like a piece of information with you. I put the little links on the bottom of the gogosbootcamp.com. So you guys can, I think you guys should, well, I feel you all should get the Gogos Bootcamp. It's helped us so much and it's helped us grow our audience. We hope to get there, Gogo, to 54,000. But, you know, how long is that going to take me? I'm already at 1,000.
It took me probably 7 years. So
it's 7 years. Okay. We're working there.
As overnight success. You know, it comes with time. You have to put the time in to take the money out.
Exactly. And that's what that event was telling us a lot about that too is, hey guys, you know, it takes work though, you know, so you got to give it your all. Just like you said, you knew what you were coming into EXP for and you hit it hard. So everything consists of hitting it hard. And, you know, we got to put the work in. We got to put it in. But
in May 19th or 20th, there's an event with the Fazios in Arizona and I'm speaking at that one.
Are you? I followed them too on Facebook. They're super awesome to watch. So we'll be there in May. In May?
Yes, May 20th, I think, is the day I'm speaking on.
Oh wow. Okay. It was my first time speaking. Fred called me up on the stage just to say, you know, how we got started, and I was shaking so bad. Well, first I was shaking with the podcast because Nick Krem pushed me to do this, and then Fred Weaver came and he's like, "Hey, I need you to speak up there. Is that okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, you got it." And then I'm just looking at that girl. I'm like, "Oh my bejesus! Like I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna vomit." And then sure enough,
honest with you, the very first time I spoke on stage, because I do like small little, like at London's office, the title company's office, that's how it started. So that's different because it's a cute little room, you know what I mean? But the first time I spoke on stage, like the very first, it was like 3 big, huge TV screens in Vegas, like not TV screens, those big things that are like 40 feet times 60 feet, like something ginormous, and 3 of them in the room. And I was like,
how did you do it?
I didn't do that. You know how?
How?
One tiny bit of tequila shot before I get
Well, apparently, I start dancing when I drink tequila, so I better be careful.
I just have a little liquid courage, so I don't like blah 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 blah. I'm so nervous. But now it's totally different. Now I can get on there and just I can talk about anything in a drop of a hat. It does. I actually enjoy it now, and I look forward to it.
Oh, that's awesome that you said that, because I feel a little better. After I left, I was like, oh my God, did we do okay? Did we say everything right? But it's like, just get out there. Nick says, just do it. Just do it. Like nobody cares.
So when you're speaking about things that you love, it just becomes, and that's what I do. I mean, that's what I do. I walk social media in my sleep.
Yes.
So it's like there's nothing about the subject. If I'm doing it, I can talk about it for days.
Yeah, I love it. So now I kind of feel like my little jitterbugs and my butterflies are okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Absolutely. Push yourself. Well, thank you guys for having me. Is there anything else that you want to ask me?
Do we have any questions or anybody out there?
No questions.
I think everybody's still asleep in El Paso.
But everybody was saying that it was a really great show.
A great show, everybody was saying. So please follow Gogo, guys, on her Instagram. Get her boot camp. It will change your life. So it's up to you to put in the work. And if we have any questions for Gogo, she's out there. Yeah, she will.
Guys.
Bye, Gogo. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.